Just heard from Ruggs' lawyers. They're waiving the right to a preliminary hearing. This is huge. From what we just heard from his legal team, he plans to plead guilty to one count of DUI resulting in death and one count, which is a misdemeanor, this misdemeanor of vehicular manslaughter.
This entire Henry Ruggs situation is just downright horrible. And this situation is just a lesson learned for all young athletes and just everyone in the world. Don't drink and drive. If you had a couple drinks, just get an Uber. And if you know your friend had a couple drinks, don't let them drive, because you know they're gonna end up regretting it if something serious like this happens and their life is ruined. Make the right decision. But unfortunately, Henry Ruggs did not make the right decision, and things just got so out of hand so fast. And Henry Ruggs' decision to drive may actually put him in jail for 10 years. And here's a timeline how we got here. And hopefully I can get your attention for this entire video, because at the end, I put one of my favorite videos of Nick Saban talking about leadership, and everyone can benefit from this video. Former Las Vegas receiver Henry Ruggs III unconditionally waived his right to a preliminary hearing and will plead guilty to one count of DUI resulting in death and one count of misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter in 2021, in a case in which he killed a woman in a car crash. According to a plea deal presented in Las Vegas Justice Court, Ruggs will serve 3 to 10 years in Nevada State Prison. The case now moves to the 8th Judicial District Court for his hearing on May 10th, where he's expected to plead guilty. The charges that were dropped as part of the plea deal were one count of DUI causing substantial harm regarding his passenger and 2 counts of reckless driving. This is a step towards a fair resolution to this matter, and we can all look forward to a closure for all parties involved, Ruggs' lawyer said in a statement. The police say Ruggs, who's 24 years old, was drunk and was driving at speeds up to 156 miles an hour, which happened in the Las Vegas Valley west of the Strip in early morning hours of November 2nd, 2021. 156 miles an hour. Just insane. And reportedly, he would do these type of drives on occasion, but this time, it just went horribly wrong. When his Corvette hit Tintor's RAV4, he propelled her car 571 feet and setting it on fire. Tina Tintor, who was 23 years old, and her dog Max burned to death, a coroner ruled in December 2021, according to the authorities. Gut-wrenching. And honestly, I tried to avoid talking all about the details because it's just unnecessary to the situation. It's just, I can't imagine what her family is feeling like, and all I can say is I just express unbelievable condolences and just what a terrible situation. And on the scene, Ruggs refused to take a sobriety test, but 2 hours later, police did a blood draw and revealed shocking information that his blood alcohol level was 0.161, more than twice the legal limit in Nevada. In fact, his legal team tried to set a motion together to prevent the court from seeing the blood alcohol level, but this motion was ultimately denied due to the importance of this case. And Ruggs' girlfriend was in the car as well and was also injured. He was released on a $150,000 bond one day after the crash. And for the past year and a half, he was on house arrest with alcohol and location electronic monitoring devices. And almost immediately after the devastating crash, the Raiders released Ruggs and provided this statement: "We are devastated by the loss of life, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the victim's family. We are in the process of gathering information and will have no further comment at this time." And the owner of the Raiders, Mark Davis, actually went to Tina Tintor's funeral to pay respects after this unbelievably bad situation. Ruggs was granted permission to leave home confinement twice a week to work out for 3 hours a day at a training facility in Las Vegas Valley. And around that time, the court allowed him to go to California for a month for unspecified medical treatment. And the preliminary hearing was rescheduled 6 different times. If convicted without the plea deal, Ruggs faced a minimum of 2 years and up to 50 years in prison. Life is just so precious, guys. Like, I just can't even believe how terrible the situation is. It just makes me sick to even talk about it. And here's the video I promised about Nick Saban. For context, Nick Saban was Henry Ruggs' coach in college, so he actually has some personal connection to the young man. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter what walk of life you're in, if you're an athlete, if you're a normal person, you're just a normal 9-to-5er, this is information that you should take and run with. It's just really important stuff.
People are more apprehensive about being leaders than they've ever been before because they're worried about what everybody thinks. The greatest example is you ask one of your players, you got to get up in front of 1,000 people, give a speech. You're going to be nervous and anxious? He's going to say, hell yeah. Why is that? Because you're afraid of what everybody out there thinks of you. Well, if there was a player in Las Vegas who was drinking at 3 o'clock in the morning with his buddies and his girlfriend, and somebody would have taken his keys away. Probably would have pissed him off. Probably would have made him mad. Probably wouldn't have thought very much of you for doing that. But would he be better off now? Or is he better off where he was going 156 miles an hour running the ass into somebody and killing them? And he's in jail and he doesn't have a career anymore. And he's a good kid and he never had one problem on our team in Alabama. So what kind of friend were you? What kind of leader were you when you allowed the guy to do it? But nobody wants to do that because they're afraid of what somebody's going to think of them.